This video is a sample from the Secret Guitar Teacher Interactive course, The 5 Main Elements of Music. The 5 Main Elements of Music, Element number 2, Scales, Section 2.6, Understanding the Major Scale. Part 4, Circle of Fourths and Flat Key Signatures. The white notes on a piano keyboard are sometimes referred to as natural notes, to distinguish them from the black notes, which we generally refer to as sharp or flat. But occasionally you will come across the term accidental, used as a group noun to cover both sharps and flats. In the last lesson, we worked our way round the circle of fifths from C major to cover the keys that have sharps in their key signature. On the way, you may have noticed that we covered all the natural keys except one. So C major has no sharps, G major has one sharp, F sharp for father, D major has two sharps, F and C, Father Charles, A major has three sharps, Father Charles goes, E major has four sharps, Father Charles goes down, B major has five sharps, Father Charles goes down, and F sharp major has six sharps, Father Charles goes down and ends, and C sharp major has seven sharps, Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So this begs the question, what about the key of F major, F natural major? Well, let's take a look. If we write out the letter names from F, we get F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. And if we analyse the intervals between these notes, we see that we have to reduce the space between A and B and increase the space between B and C. Try to do this using sharp symbols and we quickly discover it is not possible without violating the rule that we must include one of each of the musical letter names. So this is why we need flats as well as sharps in musical notation. By using a flat sign, the problem is easily solved. So this leads us into the second circle used in music theory, the circle of fourths. Starting from the key of C with its no sharps nor flats, we go up 4 notes to get F major as the next key in the circle of fourths. In this key we need to flat the fourth note, B flat, to apply the major scale formula to the letter names. We continue by selecting the fourth note in the key of F major, which is B flat, and making that our next key. Here we need to again flat the new fourth note to maintain the major scale formula. This gives us a key signature for the key of B flat major of 2 flats, B flat and E flat. We continue by selecting the fourth note in the key of B flat major, which is E flat, and making that our next key. Here we need to flat the new fourth note, A, to maintain the major scale formula. This gives us a key signature for the key of E flat major of 3 flats, B flat, E flat and A flat. Notice that the new flat in each key itself becomes the next key note in the circle of fourths. So our next key is A flat major, and in this key we add D flat, as D is 4 steps up from A. This gives us a key signature for the key of A flat major of 4 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat and D flat. D flat major is our next key then, and our new flat will be the fourth in this key, G flat. This gives us a key signature for the key of D flat major of 5 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat and G flat. G flat is our next key in the circle of fourths, and the new flat in this key is C flat. You'll be getting used to the weirdness now, so I'll leave you to work out why we can't call this note B. This gives us a key signature for the key of G flat major of 6 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat and C flat. And finally, for this lesson, we come to the key of C flat major. And the new flat in this key is F flat. Sounds a lot like E natural, but we know we can't use that name for this note in this key. This gives us a key signature for the key of C flat major of 7 flats: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat and F flat. So, to summarise, as we move from key to key round the circle of fourths, starting from the key of C major, 1. We accumulate flats in the key signature, one at a time. 2. The new flat in each key is always note 4. There's one more bit of information that will help us make practical use of all of this. The mnemonic to help us remember the order of flats that are accumulated as we move around the circle of fourths is battle ends and down goes Charles' father. Music in standard notation always shows the flat symbols in this order. The order itself is a fragment of the circle of fourths, of course, something that will help us later on this course. You may have noticed that this mnemonic is the reverse of the one we used for the sharp keys in the circle of fifths. Circle of fifths goes father Charles goes down and ends battle, and that's applied to sharps. Circle of fourths, battle ends and down goes Charles' father. That's applied to flats. Also notice that we have now explained the contents of the third column of the chart showing enharmonic equivalence. Those are the potentially confusing names used rarely. So, the essential takeaway from the circle of fifths and sharp key signatures was 1. The new sharp is always note 7, and 2. The order of sharps is father Charles goes down and ends battle. And the essential takeaway from the circle of fourths and flat key signatures is 1. The new flat is always note 4, and 2. The order of flats is battle ends and down goes Charles' father. In the next lesson, we'll look at 3 ways of applying the information about the circle of fourths. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you'd really like to maximise your potential as a guitar player, click on the link in the description below to the Secret Guitar Teacher site. Here you can sign up for a 30-day trial free of charge and without obligation. We won't even ask you for your credit card number.